What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Neo Scavenger, where I've kind of got my bearings now. We actually need to be a lot closer. We got to be basically like 20-something hexes north of the Gyges cryo facility and like 2 or 3 to the right in order to find the place that we're looking for. Look, we're friends with this guy now. We murdered his buddy like well, in the last episode. I guess it was 5 seconds ago for me, but for you guys, I think 5 seconds actually might be too much of a time constraint. But I'm not being a literalist right here. I'm being very, very, very loose with my timings. Anyways, we murdered his friends a little bit ago, and now he wants to be friends with us. We could chat with him if we wanted to, and he'll be like, "Ma ma ma, purity, purity, ma ma ma." So we need to get northwards, sort of. That's what I'm looking for. So if I can get to the north of Gyges, then I'll know better where we're supposed to be at. I think we're actually pretty close right now. It just kind of, you gotta feel it out, especially since I've only been there like once or twice. Like, it's not a place that I've been to a load of times, so I'm kind of just trying to keep an eye out and figure it out. Okay, so we're thirsty. I took time in between episodes and I boiled off some more water, and there's our TNT right there. Take a careful look at the value. TNT is worth a lot of money. Seriously, if you're trying to farm up cash to buy guns or anything else, cook a shit ton of TNT. All you need to make TNT are these little handfuls of twigs right here. Essentially, it's twig tea. It's you mash up a whole bunch of twigs and throw it into some water, at least within the confines of the game. And so all it is, you need a fire, you need twigs, you need water, and you need a receptacle and your botany skill, and you should be able to make TNT. Now, why should you care about TNT? I can hear somebody being like, "This Splattercat, why do I care about drinking tea? I don't very much care about the taste of tea. Tea is kind of gross to me." I would be like, well, you should care about it. What is this? There's a big-ass stack of just destroyed stuff over here. If we have to do this the hard way, what I could do is I can go south to Gyges. I think we're actually a little bit north. I think we're a little bit up from where we want to be right now. I don't know. I didn't find an exact map for where this was. I just had somebody describe it to me real fast, and they said about 20 hexes north of Gyges and then like east a little bit. So we'll see where this goes. Oh, we're parched right now. Did I forget to drink? Ugh. Okay, so I got carried away talking about nothingness, so I need to. There we go. I hope we don't go through our entire water supply now. That would suck. Wait. Alright, so our thirst is good for right now. I may make a campsite in just a second, but I would prefer to be under tree cover at the bare minimum. Alright, there we go. So now we have tree cover. What we can do now is I'm going to jump in and sleep in somebody else's house because I can do that. The TNT is good for your immunity. Anyways, I realized I forgot to continue my talk about TNT. It tastes awful, but it's good for you. It doesn't restore as much thirst as a normal drink of water does, so don't like fill up every single one of your bottles with it. Otherwise, you will constantly be drinking your way through loads and loads and loads of TNT. But what it does do is it raises your immune system, so it's kind of like an antibiotic in a bottle. It's not as good as pharmaceutical antibiotics, but it's still pretty good. If you have nothing else and you've got an infection, TNT might take the edge off of it. It just sort of depends. You might be close. It might save you. It saved me before, so I usually try and keep at least like one bottle on me, just in case. Alright, so what was I going to do right now? Oh, yes, we were going to go sleepy nappy bye real fast. I'd prefer the tree cover, to be honest. So let's go ahead and take the tree cover. At least you get a little bit more shelter. And then we'll sleep this off for right now. Hopefully we'll get done healing by the time it gets to morning. There we go. And we actually made it to morning. Oh my god, we slept all the way through the night. That almost never happens to me. My character almost universally wakes up like at 5 a.m. or like 4:30, so you gotta walk around in the darkness for a little while. It gets old. Now that is going to be normal water, so let me drink that. That is going to be sanitized as well. Okay. I'm pretty sure I filled all my receptacles, but I'm paranoid about it since I got killed in a stream by it. The struggle is real. Let's go ahead and go to end turn. Player's eyes have become irritated and blurry. I'm not sure what actually causes that. It pops up every now and again, and I still haven't been able to really lock in on what causes that to happen. It just kind of does every now and again. Like, and so if you wanted me to explain, like, what's happening when our eyes get all blurry, I really can't. I mean, our clean rags have all fallen apart, so those are all. How bad are our cuts? Are they still moderate? Oh, they're still minor. Okay, it's not even a big deal. Then I'm just going to leave the dirty rags on them, and then they'll heal up all by their lonesome. You'll know because this bar will be filled up right here. So if you're wondering how you know when the bandages are done and when they're, they've served their purpose, As you pick your way through overgrown ruins, a peculiar sound becomes briefly audible. It disappears but picks up again in a moment, as if carried by air currents. It's like a distant humming, like a small gas engine, out of place in the stillness of the empty forest and abandoned buildings. That guy's got a gun. So I would rather not mess with him right now. I picked up my sleeping bag, right? Okay, good. Essentially, if you see somebody with a gun, your first response should be to run the hell away. Because you saw what happened in one of the previous episodes. We got shot and we died like instantly. Oh, hey. We're vomiting and we're dizzy. I probably drank bad water. I think there was one receptacle in here that was bad water. Drink the tannin tea real fast. Just in case. So that means we're going to have to keep an eye on our hydration as we go through. Probably won't kill us. It depends. If it turns into like major vomiting or anything else, then yeah, we'll have something to worry about. But for right now, I think I drank bad water. I think it was in this one right here in the middle while I was cycling through. The tannin tea should help us make it through it. Especially if we can find the Anishinaabe tribe, we'll be at... Oh, there's a guy just right there. So we could actually count this out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, what the hell is that? That's 9 right there. So let's just go around. Oh, is this the guy with the gun? I don't think he wants to, like, talk with us. He's got a hunting rifle. I'm going to go in for the kill, I guess. Bad Mother. So the player gashed Bad Mother's upper chest with a broad spear stab. Bad Mother is stunned and unable to move for a moment. He's on the ground, which means we want to kick him so that he stays on the ground. Because if you successfully kick somebody, typically it stuns them and then basically it's good. You always want to kick when somebody falls on the ground, and I have to credit the Nerd Castle with that one because that wasn't something that I was aware of, but essentially it gives you an opportunity to stun lock the enemy while they're on the ground. We can, since he has to recover, we could use a melee surge right here, but I think I'm just going to keep on him. And so we whipped Bad Mother's left leg with a broad spear stab. He is now bleeding. Basically what we want to avoid is we really, really, really don't want him to come through with that gun. All things considered, we would prefer that gun never get fired. I'm going to give him a melee surge right here, and we're going to miss with it, unfortunately. He's going to run. Okay, so 9. There we go, I got this guy. I got this guy. Nope, you're mine now. Let's see here. We lacerated his upper leg, okay. We've got him in severe pain. We lacerated his head with a spear stab. We lacerated his upper left arm with a spear stab. He's in parrying mode right now. We just tried to attack and we missed. I'd prefer to keep the attack on him, though. He's trying to retreat. Did I get him? Died due to acute bleeding in his lungs. It's a hunting rifle? Holy shit, look at that bad boy. Alright, well, he's got a chunk of cured meat right there. I'll eat it because obviously it's gonna hurt our thirst, but everything else looks okay. What's he got in his pockets? Let's play a game of what's in my pocket with Splattercat. I guess I'll eat the handful of berries. He actually has a really nice shoe. How are my shoes doing? I could actually swap that one out without having to worry about it too much. That shoe's about to go anyways. So now I've got an 85% shoe. That gun is in really, really amazing condition, so we're going to have to bring it with us. There's utterly no way that I'm leaving this behind. So get rid of the stick, get rid of that, and get rid of that, and we should have room for it now, I think. It's actually going to take up a lot of space. So let's get that out of the way. It said that was a rifle? Okay. Awesome. So now we've got a rifle. This is gonna be the trip for. Oh, we have a strap too. Ooh. Okay. So we have a crowbar. We don't have a crowbar. Oh, that means I still have a shoulder slot open. Okay. So let's just put a strap on it then, and we don't have to ditch a bunch of our stuff. I mean, the furs and everything aren't that useful. I do need to make them into something useful though. While we're sitting here, it looks like we're only wearing one glove, so maybe I should do that too. All right. So we have some crafts. We're gonna do arts and crafts time, everybody. Post-apocalyptic arts and crafts time. So we need a tool. We need... Got the strap. And then we got that right there. We might need that too. There we go. Hunting rifle with a strap. I couldn't remember. Actually, the strap is going to lower its durability. I guess I accept that for right now. The price still looks the same, so I guess it doesn't damage the rifle. It just kind of like... The rifle is technically not damaged. It's there. Alright, we'll throw the gun on our back because we obviously have no use for it. We'll empty that out. That tarp is incredibly useful to us. That's just normal water. We've got a Hayapupi backpack. Is ours better or is his better? His is okay. But we can bring this with us, and I can sell this once we get to the enclave. There we go. So that's going to be important because we can make a tent out of it. Additionally, there's some more scraps of tin foil, which, like I said before, we need like 20 of that in order for us to do like an important quest later on. So if you see tin foil around and you've got the storage space for it, just be aware. It's probably a decent idea to carry it with you. Okay, so what was I going to do right now? I was going to do something. Oh, yeah, I needed the furs. There we go. So with the furs, we need... I think we need a small thread in order for this to work the way that I want it to. And then we also need a cutting tool, so let's grab a glass shard off the ground. And yeah, there it is. We can make another patchwork hide glove, and that'll allow us to make use of some of the resources we have on us. Our patchwork hide glove will then go on our other hand. Okay, so we're equipped a little bit better now. We've lost a little bit of blood. We're vomiting, but we drank tannin tea. It's important that we make our way off to the ATN enclave now. If we don't make it to the Anishinaabe tribe, they have a medicine hut that we can use that will basically cure you of just about anything. It's usually a pretty good call, is what I'm getting at here. It's usually not a bad plan. It looks like I left one of my ice labs on the ground. Oh, no, never mind. That one's right there. Sort that out. How much room do we have? Not a lot, but enough to bring some pants with us to make a little bit more money when we get to the Anishinaabe tribe. There's lots of good stuff at the Anishinaabe tribe, so you kind of want to like make use of it once you get there. However, we could die of vomiting and everything else before we even get there. So that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I think that puts us right within the region. So I think we are, well, I got the wiki up right now. Yeah, it's 30 hexes, never mind. So we're on 20 right now. 21, 22, 23, 24. No, it's not going to let me. Okay, that's fine. Are we out of water right now? That's unfortunate. Oh, that's all bad. Is that bad water or good water? That's good water. Okay. So we'll drink that real fast. Are we still vomiting or are we good here? See, sometimes it goes away and then the next day you wake up with even worse symptoms, so, you know. I've forgotten what my count was, but I'm not going to stress too much about it. Let's just hit the sack for right now. I'm so glad we don't have insomnia. I did a playthrough with random... I did a playthrough on my stream where I just picked like random stuff. I clicked the random button, and oh my god, playing random is so difficult. Like, you get some of the weirdest combinations of abilities, and it's just like so difficult to make them work sometimes. Alright, so I think we were on like 23 or something. I don't know how to count. I'll start from 23 though. We have severe stomach pains. Okay, so we have stomach cramping. Let's go ahead and drink some tannin tea again, and hopefully that'll keep us in decent shape. If there's a water hex, we could probably use that right now. So let's go ahead and we'll use the water hex a couple times. And keeping ourselves hydrated. When you're sick in this game, keeping yourself hydrated is the most important thing. If you can keep hydrated, you probably won't die. Like, I'm not trying to be super, you know, iffy and negative right now, but you probably won't die as long as you keep yourself hydrated. Unless it escalates and becomes something much, much worse. But as of right now, we only have abdominal pains. And we're about to be at a location where I think we can get ourselves fixed. And not in the way that you get your dog fixed. It's not that. I wouldn't want to go hang out with the Anishinaabe tribe if that was going to be happening. I'm like, Anishinaabe tribe, you seem like nice people. But if that's the cost of living in society, I am out. I will keep my jibblies exactly where they go. How about that? My biscuits shall remain in their predetermined allotted point. Let's see here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was making a fire. We need trapping. Not enough moves left. I thought we had 2 moves left. Hopefully the tannin tea props us up. That's really, really, really what I'm leaning towards right now. If the tannin tea allows us to make it, we'll be in much, much better shape than you would think. So we've got that right there. Those are edible. Let's go ahead and eat those real fast because it's important to keep ourselves fed too. Abdominal pains. I mean, honestly, we've been eating so much roughage that I would just blame the abdominal pains on that. To be fair, to be totally fair, like, you can't eat as much, like, random stuff as our character's been eating. In real life, the human body, we've actually adapted. It's very, very interesting. I think the stomach of somebody from, like, ancient Grecian times, for example, was much different than ours. It's the same biological machine, but they were far more adapted to eating roughage and, like, foods that are considered a lot more raw than we would eat today. We eat everything cooked nowadays. We eat everything preservatived nowadays, if that's a word. It's not a word, but anyways, we put everything in preservatives now too, and our stomach has become accustomed to that. And so actually I went on a raw food diet for a while just to kind of like see what it would feel like, you know what I mean? And it was pretty bad. By day 5 or 6, you just get used to being hungry all the time, because no matter how much you eat, I mean, I was going through a bunch of bananas a day, several apples, like just eating lots of raw food, but I was dropping weight like crazy. It was an interesting experiment for me just to see what would happen. Ooh, they're giving us a beat right now. Give me a beat. Alright, so what I need to do is make a little fire.
Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without some twigs. We also need trapping. And we need to find a really nice wig.
Well, we don't need a wig right now. A wig is the last thing that we need, but we do need to make a fire. There we go. So the fire hath been made. I have made fire, for I am man. Flee from me, Shere Khan. There we go. We'll throw that over there. Now that we've got that, we've got the pot, and we need the water. Probably just throw a couple of those in there, because my best guess is that we're not going to actually be able to purify that much water right now. We're probably going to have to wait till the next part. Oh, good. We got a melon head over here. It doesn't terrify me. Like, that's not a big problem, but it's still a bit murky, because it could attack me before I go to sleep. And our character, actually, we're well rested. We may be able to stay up through the night tonight and not have to worry about it. Let me throw the remainder of all of our bad water in here. You bad water, you. It's time for the timeout. To the punishment pot. God, that would suck. Like, have fun being boiled. I would also highly recommend that we make some more tannin tea, because we've gone through all of ours. And so I will actually demonstrate how that is done right now. You take those right there, take that right there, and I think botany. That's what I'm missing. There it is, and there's your tannin tea. So I'll probably make a couple of tannin teas just so we can equip it. Go in there, because we are going to need tannin tea for tomorrow. I'm going to try and keep the tannin tea in the top left. I'm going to drink a bit of this water, because I actually think we boiled more water than we can store. Oh no, we got it just right. We got it just right. I think. Yeah, it's all just perfect right now. I might not recommend fighting with the melon head right now. If he tries to fight me, who is this guy? He's barefoot and bleeding. Huh. He's trying to attack me, I guess. I don't know why he's doing such a thing with no weapon. It seems pretty foolhardy in my opinion. I'm going to stun him with the spear. He's now stunned. We hit him in the upper right arm. He's coughing blood. We can use lure right there. Chance to damage the target. Knock them down. Move one space away. Chance to knock down target. Makes you vulnerable. Does not always work. So is he stunned right now? He's not stunned. He's going to go down in just a second. We stabbed him in the head with the spear. Lovely. This game is so descriptive. In a lot of ways, oh, he fell to the ground and must regain his footing. Okay, so he's passed out. Let's melee surge him. He's going to be gone. Player's feeling weak. Let's take a look at whatever he might have been carrying around with him. Oh my god, a bow with a strap. Really? We have gotten incredibly lucky in the last couple minutes. What does he have in his pocket? What is that? A military micro cell. I wonder if that's what I need for my gas mask. I'm going to keep that with me. It appears valuable, and therefore it will be part of my inventory. He's got a bow with a strap, and we can equip arrows right there. We get a like default quiver or something. What I need to do now is we're going to clear out some of this stuff so that we can store the gun, and we'll just make do with whatever we can do here. We've got those. Those are edible. I should probably eat those or something right now. It's better to eat them now than try and get them out of my inventory later. Oh my god. Okay, so let me clear all this stuff out real fast and we'll just make it work. Okay, so the gun is now in our shopping cart. Bring back the essentials, like the things that I really need to have. The ice slab I'm willing to sacrifice. The tarp, though, I am not. That's unfortunate. The tarp allows us to make a tent, which becomes a big deal later on. Tarps aren't really hard to come by. Then again, neither are hoodies. So I might ditch the hoodie in order to take the tarp. Basically, you can take a tarp, you can take 2 medium sticks and some medium string, and you can make a tarp tent or a tarp lean-to out of it. And once you make the lean-to, it's actually pretty good. It'll give you a fair amount of shelter, and by the time you throw your sleeping bag in it, it'll be in even better shape. So I'm going to drink some more water, too, while we're out here. We still have abdominal pains. Alright, so with our abdominal pains, I may not have been far enough north for the Anishinaabe. I'm not sure. I think it's probably right here. I mean, if I still haven't found it, I don't know. We'll figure something out, though. Is that it? Maybe. No, that's not it either. It's a big forest. It's a real big forest. Let me count back up from Gyges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 6 to the east is what it's saying on the wiki. 4, 5, 6. So I might be a little north of it, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll have it's got to be in here, I think. We may have just missed it by a tiny margin. Maybe. Oh man, this place is ducking me. It's been like 2 full episodes of me just trying to find this place. Essentially lots of forest walking too, which makes the whole thing a pain. We still have abdominal pains? Okay, so we still have abdominal pains. We're not under the effect of tannin tea any longer. Gonna drink the tannin tea real fast. Keep my thirst looking good. There it is. The forest here has eyes. More than a few times now, you could have sworn that you've seen something in the periphery. You never do catch it, but it is there. Let's scan the area with our binos. You stop moving and start looking carefully into the endless foliage. Your eyes dart from one space to the next, trying to take in all the distant shapes of the forest. You see nothing unusual, however, and the fleeting images at the edge of your vision, whatever they were, seem to be either gone or invisibly waiting for your next move. You can actually, if you do botany and trapping, he'll talk about the tracks. There's people here. Whatever, this thing can go stuff itself. You're going in. Plodding onwards, all seems still again. You begin to wonder if what you saw was your mind playing tricks on you, or maybe you passed into and then out of the creature's territory. Your thoughts are interrupted when you notice something a ways off to your side. It's humanoid in shape and wearing clothes, but it also has a face as white as plaster, with raccoon-like blackness where its eyes should be. It's staring right at you, and it makes your neck chill. We're gonna call out to it. Trying not to tip the scales towards hostilities, you call out to it. In return, it raises a hand, palm towards you. Several more appear simultaneously in a wide circle around you, seemingly from nowhere. Stranger, says the first, you have entered the protected lands. What are your intentions? Peaceful? I didn't mean any harm, you say. The figure speaks again. We will take you to speak to one of our elders. You must wear this, and it holds out a blindfold and restraints. All right, we're going to be agreeable. Okay, you say, okay, and await further instructions. One of them fixes the blindfold over your eyes. Meanwhile, your hands are bound behind your back. Despite the restraints, the whole process proceeds without any unnecessary force. You seem to be handled with both caution and respect. You're turned in place and led forward through the forest. Minutes of silent traveling later, you begin to hear sounds. Not forest sounds, but people sounds. Tools being worked, a crack from a fire, voices startle you from your strained listening. Your captors are talking, but not in English, not in anything you recognize. One of them calls out and a distant voice responds. It sounds like you're entering a camp of some kind and you smell wood burning. Your arrival causes a stir and you stop moving for a moment. More talking. You're turned in place a bit, then taken away from the heat of the flame for a while. Finally, your journey stops. Your bindings and blindfold are removed. As the blurriness clears, you see that you're in a village. Dome-like buildings surround a great fire with equal parts animal hide and repurposed junk for walls and shelter. Around the village, a mix of regular folk and shock-faced warriors go about their business. Many are more than casually interested in your arrival. You're taken to a meeting area near the great fire. In front of you, a portly, middle-aged woman stands by one of the warriors. Her jacket is the color of a sunset, against which is silhouetted a majestic gray crane. Hey, man, she says. Pretty crazy gig we got here, right? She looks around as if arriving here with you for the first time. Oh, she reaches a hand forward. Michelle, I usually get roped into talking to the foreigners. Sort of comes with the badge. She points her thumb at a crane. It's an Ajijac Dudum. Come on. She turns towards the village. Let's walk. A small entourage in tow, you walk towards the fire. I gotta ask, Michelle begins. You, know a Philip? She's being careful not to telegraph too much, but you can tell this is the big thing on her mind. Yes, that's me. My name's Philip Kindred, you reply. Does that count? I knew it! She pumps her fist like she just won a bet. Old Ghostface McStabberson back here had you figured for a grave robber. You know me? So wait, you interrupt. You know me? Yeah, she exclaims. Well, no, not personally. Here, she steers you towards a hut. Warm light spills from within and she draws back a flap to reveal a mixture of handmade and recycled furnishings. Michelle reaches over a cluttered desk and pulls a frame down from amidst dried roots, photos, and other mementos on the wall. She hands the frame to you. You hold the frame up, examining the yellowed photograph. It appears to be a newspaper clipping done in that old small-town print where the colors didn't line up. It's you, or at least someone who looks just like you. You've been here before, she says, looking over your shoulder. And check out the talisman. You look incredulously at her for a moment, then closer at the photo. Sure enough, you're wearing the talisman. A photo's caption reads, Local website editor rekindles interest in native history. You flip the frame over looking for more, but there's only one thing scrawled on the back. September 2019. My turn, she says. Where you been hiding since this? She holds up the photo, and more importantly, how come you don't look any older? We opt to tell her about Gyges. Ever heard of the Gyges cryo facility? Might as well cut to the chase. I guess that explains a few things, she ponders. Unfortunately, you continue, I can't tell you much more than that. I can't remember anything before coming out of cryo. It's like the hibernation wiped my memory. She looks deep in thought. How long ago was this? How long ago was this taken? What year is it now? Michelle looks over the features of your face for a moment. Yeah, I figured you might ask something like that. You hardly look a day older. She turns the frame back over. You see that guy? That guy right there. She indicates a young man, maybe in his 20s or 30s. That was my dad, she says. He's had time to raise me, grow old, and pass on since then. She's probably in her 40s. If you had to guess, what's that make it? 50 years ago? Ish? Sensing your confusion, she lets out a psh. Yeah, it's wild, huh? What is this talisman? So wait, do you know nothing about the talisman? This is getting more complicated, not less. Or do you know anything? I'm sorry. Know anything about it, she chuckles. My man, we made it for you. Then she adds, sort of. You just stare, dumbfounded. Oh, this is good. She seems delighted at your confusion. Let me explain. She begins faking bad English. It's a protective talisman, she starts. Some ancestors carried pieces of copper for both luck and protection. This one, she points to yours, you brought to us. My father said you're hiding from a spirit and that you needed protection from it. She continues, the symbol isn't ours. I don't recognize it. I'm not sure where you got it, she admits. But my father asked the Midawinini of Nuke Dudum, you call them the medicine man, to give this talisman power to protect you. The spirit wouldn't harm you while it was on. It was a powerful ritual, she recalls. It's one of the events my father recounted on several occasions. She points at the talisman again. That thing was a big deal around here. Did you say spirit? She holds up her palms. Hey man, your words, not mine. My father said you were talking about something hunting you. For what? What did I do? Don't ask me. I don't even know if you told my father. Well then, what was the spirit? Oh man, my father probably could have told you. You had some pretty specific instructions, and not all of them were germane to us, if you get my drift. Germane? What do you mean, like foreign? Yeah, this thing you were running from, it wasn't ripped from the pages of our history, if you know what I mean. We've never seen or heard of it. Still, she concedes, some spirits are like that. Not everybody sees them the same. Can you help me get rid of it? It's worth a shot, right? Me? Probably not, she concedes. Your hopes take a dive. I'm not even sure the people could do it. You mean the Anishinaabe? Yeah, sorry, she chuckles. That's just our word for the people. Anishinaabe, actually, if you wanted to pluralize it. Anyways, she hurries to add, this is a spirit from someplace else. So what do I do now? Suppose I want to get rid of the thing chasing me, because, you know, I do. What next? Well, she ponders, somehow you got to get its attention, right? I mean, something made you seek us out when you did, and not before. You're thinking whatever this is might be a clue? Totally. She thinks a minute more. You did come to us after your work on that website, the New Earth Ostracon thing. So spirits don't like the internet. She chuckles. Think about it a sec. You had to knock on a fair number of doors to get that info, right? Probably disturb more than one spirit digging up that data. So, you muse sarcastically, we've narrowed it down to any paranormal occurrence listed on a website, trying to list every single one in history. She laughs. Yeah, now you're getting it. You shake your head. Seriously, though, she holds up a binder. We printed off a section, and this place ain't exactly high-tech, you know. I'm thinking there's got to be a more complete copy out there somewhere. You mean like the cyber cafe down the block? Jeez, man, stop being such a downer. Sorry, you say more calmly. Optimism's a lot of work these days. So is being mopey all the time. It's out here, or it's out there, she says. Has to be. I mean, this data was on everyone's computer at one point, right? At least everyone who contributed to it. That's true. It can't be wiped out from everywhere, she reasons, and if it is, well, sorry, you're screwed, Philip. That brings a smile to your face. Well, at least we agree on that. Come on, she says. I'll show you around. She starts heading towards the Great Fire. Alright, so this is where I'm going to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here as we found the Anishinaabe, or the Anishinabeg, I guess if you wanted to pluralize it. I will see you all in the next episode of Neo Scavenger. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, hi-do from me to you.